All right, time for another episode of collecting every Clone Wars minifigure. We have 7 more today to add to the collection, and let's get started right now with this R2-D2 minifigure. This guy came in the Anakin Y-Wing Starfighter from, I think, 2008. It's a nice little cartoony version of R2-D2. So over the years, there's been plenty of R2-D2s to come out, but this is the only one from the Clone Wars, and you can tell by maybe a little more simplistic design, less sharp angles on the minifigure. Second figure today is a similar one, being another astromech droid. This one I think is called R3D5, and it came in the Saisi Tin Starfighter. So another figure that is exclusive to one set, and he's more or less just a color swap of R2-D2. You can see he does have a few more stripes on the bottom, but for all intents and purposes, pretty much the same. So these are the 2 astromechs today. We can move on to another droid, this one being a Commando droid captain. So this guy came in, I believe, the AT-RT set, and maybe also the Captain Rex Phase 2 set. Basically identical to a regular Commando droid. You can see the only difference is he has this kind of head printing on him, like we see with kind of other battle droid variants, where they'll just throw like little splosh of color and that makes him different. But yeah, very cool figure. I've always liked these Commando droids ever since I think they might have first appeared in the Rishi Moon arc. The next figure today is a Jedi, and it's Barriss Offee. This variant of Barriss Offee came in 2011 or 2010 in a Geonosian canon set. Very inexpensive figure, just like the most recent version of Barriss Offee, definitely like under $4. Comes with like a short cape, which is kind of interesting. Not many figures come with a short cape, unless they're like a hobbit or a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. I know Elrond Polybag from Lord of the Rings accidentally came with the short cape, but this is really the only time I've seen a short cape on a normal size minifigure intentionally. So I think that's a little cool. And overall, I do like this version of Barriss Offee. I think for the Clone Wars, it looks the most accurate, even though the newer one does look, in my opinion, very good as well. This one I think looks and reminds me more of the Clone Wars TV show with all of her printing and then her face. So in my opinion, even though maybe not a popular character, definitely not an expensive figure, I think it's a very cool Jedi to add to the Clone Wars collection. Next figure is a classic Clone Wars figure, that is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He is one of the guys that I haven't had and is definitely one of the most important characters in the Clone Wars, and specifically this variant. This is the one that came out in 2008 in the original wave of the Republic gunship, and then it later came in Pre Vizsla Starfighter, Pirate Tank, and T6 Jedi Starfighter as well, or T6 Jedi Shuttle, excuse me. And of course he features the Clone Wars armor, which is really, really cool. Love that torso print. I don't think he has back printing, but definitely a very classic figure. I know a lot of people dislike how, looking at some of these figures, they're cartoony, but I honestly appreciate it. I think they look very true to what Clone Wars animation looks like in the TV show. I think some of the more updated versions of Clone Wars figures, while they also look much better, they don't remind me of the Clone Wars as much as these ones with the big goofy eyes. Next figure we have today is another Jedi, and it is the main character, Anakin Skywalker. And the special thing about this version, there's 3 variants of the Anakin, but this is the one that came in the Coruscant police gunship. So you can see he has a lot more detail than the first variant of Clone Wars Anakin. He has some back printing as well. Not that important, but I think the key differentiator on this figure is he has brown legs, and then he has black printed on it. So this guy's actually kind of expensive. He's like $15 to get off Bricklink, and he definitely probably is my favorite variant of Anakin from the Clone Wars as well. Again, he reminds me of the old original animation style, and he also has that detail to pair with it, so I think he's a great figure from the Clone Wars. Very happy to add him. Last figure for today's video is a very expensive one. This guy came in only one set, and he is very sought after. Tactical Droid. This dude came in one set, which is Mace Windu Starfighter. You see these tactical droids in almost every Clone Wars battle. So very iconic figure from Star Wars, the Clone Wars. These are the guys who are making the decisions outside of the generals for the Separatists. And I think LEGO did a good job with this guy's mold. When you do see him in person, he does, to me at first, looked a little oddly scaled. If you compare him to like a minifigure, for instance, it just looked kind of odd at first to me. But now I've gotten used to it, and his head doesn't look too small or anything now. Because if you do compare their head size, like, this guy's really small. But I do think it looks good after all, and I'm happy to add him to the collection. After getting these 7 Clone Wars figures, I have 103 of 120. Hopefully in the next episode, we can make even more progress towards getting every Clone Wars figure. All right, before closing out the video, just wanted to show the collection. The only guy I was really able to add to the collection is the tactical droid. I put him here in front of this rocket droid. And then Obi-Wan, I swapped him out with Padme to put the 2 Obi-Wan variants together. So collection is looking really good. I do, of course, still need to find a separate display for all my Clone Wars minifigures. So hopefully in the next episode, I'll have figured out what kind of display I want to put every single one of the 120 Clone Wars minifigures on. But thank you for watching. This is what it looks like now, and have a good one.